Hey, B Dot. Greetings. Hi, Jeriel. Hey, Tiana. Shalandria. Hi, Mika. Hey, Lishpoo. What's up, Savion? Nakia, Gigi, Diamond. How's the baby? Hey, Miss Denise. I came to chat really quickly before I get to doing some other stuff. I'm still just moving about, doing stuff, trying to get stuff done. But I did want to come back on and address a couple things. Burn some of this sage, child. How are y'all? How's y'all day going? Make sure you hit the like button as you come in. It's just speaking. Speaking is what you do when you come in somebody's house. You don't wait for somebody to speak to you. You speak when you come in somebody's house, especially if you come from where we come from. There's nothing more disrespectful. Um, so I'm good. Gratitude made by the cosmos. Hi, AB. Hi. Greetings. Hey, Masterpiece. So I wanted to come on and just say this. Last night I was more disappointed than hurt. Because whether there was a glitch in our system or I can't even imagine how this happened. I really can't. People know if they paid or if they didn't. Okay. And it's about being a good person, being a good human being. And if I have taught nobody anything but how to be a fucking good person, you know what I'm saying? And how to correct what is needing to be corrected, and to show up and be accountable at all times, at all costs. If I ain't showed nobody else nothing, God damn it, I think I've shown that. Um, so whether there was a glitch in our system or not, you know if you paid. Okay. And so we have gone through and deleted everyone because we, believe it or not, there were still people that were scheduled who did not pay. And you have been canceled and deleted. And probably will not be allowed to reschedule with us. I have decided because Cena was going through and was looking all the way back from September and going through each schedule, which is tedious. And I told him, there's no need to even do it. Um, I don't need to put people out there because you know who you are. And I can almost guarantee you that whatever happens will happen. That has nothing, it's completely out of my hands. I have nothing to do with it. Right is right and wrong is wrong, period. And all of my prices did go up. There's nothing less than $1,000 on my site. And for that, um, I can't even apologize because I have been under my worth and my value. However, I want to highlight and apologize to those who have always been 10 toes down for one band, one sound, a walk with the ancestors, Quatita Dean, whether she was the queen or the governess, um, the high priestess and empress. Okay, I send love to you. I see you. I value you. Fuck these other people that tend to show up in the most negative way, like the bitch last night. And I do mean the bitch because that's what you are. Y'all wait for something to happen, to come on, to have something to say because you're so jealous of me. And listen, I get it. These bitches are jealous of Quatita. And they are running raggedy because their time is up. And I get that. But for us, unfortunately, all of my prices did go up and I will not reduce them. It just is what it is. Um, I definitely show gratitude for everyone who has been here for us, whether I was a fatty, skinny, half fat, almost skinny, big head, small head, bitch. You have been here, and I show gratitude, and I love you genuinely. And no, I don't want to ruin. I saw a lot of people say people ruin shit for us. I don't want people to feel like anyone has ruined anything. People say one apple can't spoil a bunch. That's a lie. If you leave a rotten apple in a bag, it will taint the rest of the bag. And so therefore that's why we remove bitches. And I call bitches out because we will remove bitches. Um, with that being said, let's hug it out. And I want you to know you're valued here. Okay. If you are a bitch who don't like me, why do you keep coming here? You have a mental problem. This is a psychosis that you're in. And get away from your screen because you don't get a hug, bitch. Let's hug it out. Don't grab my booty like that. Let go of my booty. Let go of my booty. Okay, because period. Yeah. No, I ain't letting go yet. Just hold on. Just let's love. Okay. All right. I show gratitude to y'all. Um, we got to pluck out the ones that are fucked up. Um, and your life is your punishment. And again, if you had a session that was coming up and scheduled and you know you didn't pay for it, AB has already deleted you and canceled your session. Okay. So if you did not pay for it, you do not have a session here. And you do not get to go back and get the price that you thought you had booked for that you knew you didn't pay for, which was probably the special. So no, you don't get the $195 special. It's $1,000 to book for Quatita. There's no more TikToks on there or anything like that. Um, just the price, okay? Um, also, um, Mr. Ricky passed today. Miss Lisa's husband, Blissful Soap, her husband passed about 2, 3 hours ago. He passed away, and so we need to just send Lisa a lot of energy and a lot of love, and surround her with the most beautiful of energy and peace, as her family embarks on a new journey and a transition of father and husband. Okay. Ricky and Lisa have been together for like 45 years, I think. She was like 14. She was 14. You got to think about that. That's a long time to do life with somebody, you know. Um, so I spoke to him yesterday. He just was not being comfortable. He kept sitting up. He didn't know what he was supposed to do to help himself to transition. And so I told her, I said, well, I wish I could speak to him. And she took him in the phone, honey, on FaceTime, excuse me, where he didn't know who everyone else was. He knew who I was, you know. And so she said her and her son was impressed because he was calling them people who had passed away. He had called her, you know, his sister name, and his son was somebody else. But when he saw me on the phone, he knew who I was. And I said, how are you doing, Rick? And he said, I'm tired. And I said, yeah, it's time to go. We have to go now. Your family's waiting for you on the other side. And he shook his head, yes. And I said, can you see me? And he said, yes. And I asked if he could see them, and he shook his head. Um, and so I said, well, it's time to pack it up. We got to go. They're waiting for you. So, and then he kind of, you know, zoned out a little bit after that. And so they went and they had him to lay down today. They transitioned him into his bed. And in that process, he was able to relax and embrace the transitioning of his journey. And he went on ahead and he transitioned and passed. And so, you know, there was a lot. And so the family, we just send them a lot of love, and peace, because if you've ever lost anyone, you know what that's like. Um, Today is the 13th. 13 was Rick's favorite number. She says he has it actually tattooed on his hand, his finger. And so he chose his day, the 13th. So we send the blissful family a lot of love and peace. Okay. Um, and so I show gratitude to all of you. If you know, I don't want you to be offended of, what I said last night. I stand by what I said. However, I do understand that there are people that have been here and loved us and supported us from the beginning or from your beginning of where you found Quatita at. And I show gratitude to a lot of you that I've had sessions with over the last few days that are new to me, new people that came in and said, "Do I call you governess? Do I call you Quatita?" And I said, "You call me whatever, either one you feel comfortable with." And, one lady said, "I feel comfortable calling you governess." And I said, "Well, please do. And so for those people that are just new to me, new to finding me, new to having a session, I show gratitude and I send love to those of you who have done me dirty. I don't know if you thought you did your big one or not, but it does not matter. So moving on, is there anybody interested in doing a challenge? Food challenge, weight challenge, weight loss? Anybody interested? Nakia Brown, I know you and your girls are always interested in doing some sort of food challenge. Vegan, plant-based, water, juice. Like, what are we doing? Are we trying to get our hot girl, hot boy bodies together? Um, let's do a couple challenges. Let's write some shit down. Let's look at something. Um, so anybody can take notes for me? Anybody gonna take notes for me that can send me the notes when you're done? Cause let me also say this. Yes, Yehuda, gratitude. I want to say gratitude to everyone who sent me messages and said, Quatita, stop taking the medicines. They're all on recall. And I'm like, what? Y'all be thinking I be knowing. I do not. I will come on and tell y'all that they recalling some shit and then don't know that I'm taking the shit they recalling. I have no clue. I am a vessel with a high and ancient soul in it, baby. And if she is not communicating with me, I'm over here like doofus the dumbass. Do you understand? I'm just over here like they was like, there is a recall on Dayquil, NyQuil, Theraflu. I'm like, is it? They said they have let people with all of these influenzas, and now they're recalling these medicines that have poisons in them. So that's crazy. Um, so gratitude to everyone who sent messages about, hey, Quatita, oh my God, governors, there's a recall on these things. So gratitude. Now, let's get some supplements. I challenge people to taking your supplements that is going to be good for the body, like your chlorophylls and your like slippery M's and spirulina and these things, ashwagandhas. Like I challenge you to put more um, thought into your daily routines. So let's get a challenge going where we are going to be accountable. Let's do accountability challenge. 10 days, 10 days accountability challenge. Okay. And yes, if you know what's good, put it in the chat. You're welcome to. Um, but it has to be good and healthy. Don't come in here putting no bullshit that we should not be taking in the chat. That's why I don't trust people. Okay. So if you know what's good, put it in the chat. We're open for it. Okay. I need to take me a shower. I keep looking at myself. I need to take a shower. Magnesium is good. Your body definitely needs magnesium, and my body needs some lotion because my skin is dry as fuck. So let's do 10 days accountability challenge. Whether you do juicing, turmeric, zinc, those are all good. Dandelion root, burdock root, I saw somebody put that too. Gratitude, vitamin C, gratitude, apricot seeds help heal, gratitude. Um, so yes, so let's just do an accountability challenge, 10 days. Um, I'm going to say this because the soul and the spirit is telling me to say this. And it's not TMI. It is not TMI because the soul and the spirit is telling me to say this. I don't know if it's just for one person or everyone. Spirit says, check your poop. Check on your poop. Apparently, you need to know what your poop is looking like to know what your health is looking like. Okay. So, if you know, then you know, okay? So Spirit says check your poop, okay? Um, y'all have a lot of guardian spirits on deck that are pulling for y'all, that are looking over y'all, that's looking over us. There's a lot of changes happening. So 10-day accountability, drinking more water, flushing of the system, getting your supplements in. Um, I challenge you to eat less meat. If you are a person that has that kind of issue, that'll help to clean you out. It's going to lift your energy. And y'all know it's not really just energy, it's the inner chi, right? So it's going to help to lift into your chi is like um ether, the flow of your ether and vibrational pool inside of the physical vessel, right? And the oscillation of all of it, yeah, your center, your flow, the oscillation of your etheric fields flow of vibrational frequency that caters to the ramifications of your vessel and body, that's going to put you where you need to be. Um, I challenge you to sit in meditation, quietness for 1 to 2 to 3 minutes. If if you can do 5 minutes, great. I typically am a 1 minute, 2 minute person because I get to talking in the spirit world and shit, and people start talking to me, and I'd be like, forgot that I was even meditating. Um, let's do that. If you're gonna do juicing, get your juices. Excuse me. Hawaiian punch and shit is not the juices. Okay, that's not that. It would be you actually juicing your own fruits and vegetables. Okay. Um, Inside of the 10-day challenge, check your perspiration, check your poop, see what your body smells like, see what it changes. You know, because your body will tell you what's in it. Your perspiration will tell you what's in it. So let's do a 10-day accountability challenge. Are you up moving? Are you walking? Are you going to the gym? Or are you sitting in a chair exercising or dancing? Let's just do one thing that we wouldn't normally do in 10 days and be accountable for our lives, our bodies, um, your vessel, your machine. Let's see if we can get our machines to a better place in 10 days. Let's do that. Keeping your body moving, Shani. Absolutely. Okay, so let's just see. Um, Please understand this also affects the mind and the emotion. So even when we're doing the accountability challenge, 10 days starting today, and I'm saying it like that because people be like, oh, I just ate, I'll start tomorrow. No, bitch, we starting today to be accountable. So even if that means that you just sit down and get up 10 times, then you have moved your physical body. I can't stand up because my is out. And I ain't got no pants. And nobody wants that. I mean, somebody might want that, but nobody wants that. Okay. So standing up and sitting down, if that's all you can do, if you can just drink water, that's being accountable too. Okay. Um, Mental and emotional, saying some nice things to yourself about yourself, knowing what you love about yourself, um, you know, um, being accountable for your mental health as well, and your emotional health, your soulful spiritual health. Let's be accountable in every way, not just physicality. Let's be accountable in every way. Hey Tanya, you see I made you a mod, Miss Tanya. I did make other people mods. So if you have not been a mod and you see that you're a mod, know that I love you. Um, so yes. So let's be accountable, mental and emotional, physical and soulfully spiritual. Okay. Today. All right. So if that's just you telling yourself you love you and you never tell yourself you love you, I don't care if you got to stand in the mirror and hug yourself. And people, your kids come in, Mama, what you doing? I'm loving on me. That's what I'm doing. Do you loving on you? All right then. So let's love on us. However, this will help you to embrace and be accountable for how you show up today. If you're in traffic and you have cut somebody off and you know that was a fucked up move, be accountable. Say, you ain't got to stop them. You stop yourself and say, dang, that was fucked up. Let me try something different. Let me show up a little differently. Somebody's trying to get over. Instead of saying, bitch, come on. Don't do that. Come on, sweetheart. Yeah. Let's be kind. Let's try that and see how the energy, just like I said, check your poop and your perspiration. When you start to show up in a kinder fashion, you'll feel differently on the inside. Um, and this is not for you hateful bitches that just show up hateful in every day in every way and then want to be nice to Dick because you think Dick is gonna pick you. I promise it won't make a difference. This is for those who really want to see a change and improvement in their lives. So just showing up differently, and just being more kind about certain things, even if you showed up, or said something fucked up first, it's okay. Like, have you ever went back and checked yourself, um, and it made you emotional, made you want to cry? But it's because you knew you were kind of fucked up in the first place for showing up, but you really was just in your feelings about something completely different, and you was wrong to that Habib or whatever. That's racist. Yeah. On the phone, and they just doing their job for T-Mobile, and you being a complete fucking bitch, and because you was already a bitch soon as they answered the phone and you heard that it was Habib, so now you being an ultimate cunt. And so if you have found yourself doing that, check yourself. Let's just check ourselves and just say to him, I'm sorry, I apologize, I know you're just doing your job. Let's just do that, okay? Just got a second chance to lock in what's with the client. Gratitude, Miss Stephanie. So let's just do that. Let's just see how you feel after you correct yourself on that. You know, I know you were just doing your job. If you're in traffic and somebody's trying to get over, let's just think of something. Maybe they got a call from their child and the child is hurt or something, and they're just not even thinking that they're trying to be nasty to you and cut you off. Maybe they're not thinking at all, whether they are white, black, Asian, whatever the fuck. Let's put all of that to the side and just see that maybe this person mother is on her deathbed and they're not even thinking, or they just left a funeral home, or they may have just had a really rough day at work. Let's just put that kind of shit to the forefront and say, okay, I'm going to give grace today. So let's just give grace today. Let that be a point of, hey, Crystal, beautiful. Let that be a point of, or the catalyst that gets you to a better feeling on the inside, a different flow of energy. For you Christians and people that are still Bible thumping and in church, it's going to get you a closer day in heaven to God. Okay. Let's just, whatever it is, let's be accountable for 10 days of how we show up on this planet. Perfect. Oath. Let me get my book. I'm going to cover up my vagina. Child, I done hit 2 nails last night. Y'all didn't see nothing, did you? I hit this nail, child. It was blood all in there. Can you see it, child? It was blood all in it. And it don't really hurt, but I can tell I done cracked something in there. And now it's loose. Oh, child. I said, God damn. And then this one. They say I got small nail beds. Although these are my nails, they small nail beds. So I'm still thinking if I should just cut them down. I don't know. So we had 9 people that hadn't ordered the books, child. So we are ordering more books so those 9 people can get their books. Please be patient. We are expecting the delivery to be at the end of February. Okay. So please be patient on that. I will be trying to process all of the orders. If you bought cards and hair oils this weekend, your order will be going out this weekend. Okay. Just let me get everything settled and shit. I really just want to go to sleep. I need to take a shower, but whose life is it anyway? My nail hurt. I need to get it done, but I ain't really got the funds for it. Because do y'all know why I have to keep asking for donations? Now you see, because people were stealing in line, dirty bitches, but that's okay. I kept saying, why is I'm this? Why is I'm not? Why? Where is it? Where is the money, child? People was getting sessions and not paying, honey. I can't even. All right. Let's do the oath. The Yehuda oath is on page 26, as Miss Antoinette has said. The Yehuda oath, page 26. Okay. We're going to do, for those who just coming in, we're going to do a 10-day accountability. Why is this ashy like this? This look like nigga knuckles. You know what I mean? This just nigga knuckles. Yeah, anyway, um, the Yehuda oath to self. We owe it to ourselves to be healed, complete, and made whole. I state your name, Quatita the governess dean, promise myself any and everything that helps and best suits me, I will apply to my life for 10 days, because we're doing an accountability challenge, and after. But 10 days, you are accountable, motherfuckers. I will dedicate myself to healing, to happiness, to self fulfillment, to love, and to understanding of self and of others. I will no longer discard myself or my feelings. It is my birthright to not be abused, to not be misused, and to live the life that I say I can have. And anything that is not conducive to that shall leave my life. It is my oath to self. Time to reprogram. The 10-day accountability challenge hopefully will reprogram you, your experience. Like us watching Mr. Rick transition and how hospice actually works and palliative care. Like when hospice stepped in, you begin to realize they are prepping not the physical body, but yes, the physical body. They were prepping him to exit the simulation. It was, I told Lisa, I said, it's almost like when people are um, being not even electrocuted, but if they're in get the death chamber or whatever in jail, and they're going to put the chemicals in to help with this and to help with that. It was almost like watching that. And I would watch him while I was there. I would watch him, and I would watch him regulate in his mind. He's thinking, and he's in the in and he's in the out, and he's finding his placement as energy inside of the simulation, and he's making his peace with things mentally. And it was just so, as Lisa described it, a beautiful experience, and genuinely it was. And I have helped other people to transition as well, like Miss KB. She has had me come up to the hospital, and her mother was a white lady. She had me come up to the hospital during her mom's time in the ICU. And when I walked in, Miss Sharon was on oxygen, and she looked at me as if she recognized who I was. And so I sat in a chair. I didn't go to her immediately. I sat in a chair first, and I talked to Christy, and I talked to, I think her daughter was there that day. And after visiting, she said, Mom, is it okay if Quatita comes up and talk to you? And she shook her head, yes. So I walked to her bedside and I held her hand, and I immediately, because she's looking at me in my eyes and I'm looking at her, and I said, oh, you're in pain. You have back pain. And she did like this, and I could see her eyes tearing up. And I said, so you're in pain, you're tired, you're ready to go. And she's like, yes. And I'm like, well, you can go. It's okay. They'll be okay. And just like I told Rick yesterday, I said, your family will be okay. I named his children and everything, and I said, they'll be fine. And I told Miss Sharon that Christy and them would be okay. And I asked her, I said, do you see your family? Do you see your dad? And she said, yes. She saw them in her room. And I told her that it was okay, to let go and to go ahead and transition. And she did not in that moment or that day. I think it was the following day that she ended up transitioning. And Christy called me, and we had already sat out in the little space, family space, and we talked of what was expected. And so just watching the preparation of exiting the simulation, because that is what's happening, is a beautiful and eye-opening experience. And so while we are here, if you choose to be the worst person in the world, that's on you. Karma is real, and so is dharma. People be like, oh, it's good karma. It's called dharma. Dharma is what comes back in rotation of good ethereal vibrations. Um, and karma is, what you put out in a negative way as well comes back, so and they always like karma is a bitch, but so it's whatever you give out is what you put back in, and what you receive. So how you spend your time here in this simulation, um, it matters only to you. It doesn't matter to me. It only matters to you. Now, if it matters to anyone else, it's because there's something that you have done that affects this other person's life. And how unfair is that, and how that will show up to you as well. Um, so, no, just know that, your experience here is worth being a good one. Get up, live your life, do what you want to do what's going to be best suited for you. Like, don't underestimate yourself because you think it's going to make somebody else happy, or you're dimming your light because that's going to make somebody else happy, or, well, they don't think that what I want to do is a real career. Well, they don't have to live your life. You have to really think about that. Someone else is going to dictate what makes you happy by what they feel content with what you're doing in your life. Make that make sense to me. I can't go and be with this woman or this man, or I can't go and be, Johnny on the spot, or a painter, or I'm a woman and I want to be a carpenter, but people don't like. But if you were to tell someone how to live their life, that would be the first thing they tell you is, you can't tell me how to live my life. You can't tell me who I can be with. Then what gives anyone else the reservation to be able to come to you and tell you, I'm just not pleased that, you want to leave town, and like, what, I mean, is you going to be, how you going to survive if you move over to, North Carolina, or if you're leaving North Carolina, you moving to California, how you going to survive? I mean, don't ask me for nothing then, if that's what because I just think it's stupid. But we've been telling you being with Kiwan is stupid for the last 5 years and you ain't listened to us. So what gives them the right or reservation to tell you how to live your life or how to experience this simulation? You don't owe it to anyone but your fucking self. You don't owe it to anyone but yourself. So there. Now, you do what's going to make you happy. If you want to take a chance and an opportunity, take the chance and an opportunity. Because one thing's for certain, two things for sure. If that opportunity made you a millionaire, the first thing a motherfucker who was not in your corner gonna say is, bitch, I always knew you was, I already knew. I was just scared, bitch. I already knew you, my bitch was gone. No, they didn't. Didn't. Tell that bitch to keep that same motherfucking energy. Okay. I love y'all to life, genuinely, from a very fucking genuine place. And so for those who did not scam Quatita, because Quatita's not scamming anyone, please believe that. I'm never gonna come to you, tell me I feel something, please give me no. You can only book with me on my site, and my site, all of the prices as of last night have gone up. Unfortunately and fortunately for me, I'm gonna recoup my money. So, to everyone who has always been in support of A Walk with the Ancestors, I show gratitude to you and I love you very genuinely, and period. Okay. Solitude de wa always, solitude de shishi.